Hi, this is Sylvia Berman. I have Maximillian Nieves with me today to interview him about the market and the economy coming up in 2026. Max, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Maximillian Nieves. I've been a mortgage broker for 40 years. I've done all types of loans, SBA, commercial, residential, investor loans, land loans, all types. So, yeah, I just really like what I do.
Good.
Mhm.
So, I wanted to ask you before we talk about the market, if you could explain briefly what it means when the Federal Reserve cuts rates.
Right. So, most people think that when the Federal Reserve cuts rates, that it's a one-to-one for mortgage rates, but actually we go off the 10-year Treasury note. So it's a little different. So there's actually been times recently, like in the end of 2024, when the rates were cut and mortgages went up because mortgage lenders already priced in that the cut beforehand. So.
So, how does it affect the market in general? I mean, when they cut rates, it's my understanding that it's cutting the cost of borrowing
Yes.
across the board. That includes inventory. That includes everything in the market.
Yeah. So when rates are cut, I mean, more people are inclined to borrow money because it's cheaper. So we usually see an uptick every single time that cuts are happen. But like I said, it's just not correlating directly to the mortgage. But most people have now more money because it's cheaper to borrow, and then they're easier to qualify for mortgages because not just their interest rates going down, but they have a better DTI, better credit scores.
That's interesting. Okay, so we're coming into a new year,
Mhm.
and I wondered what you were thinking about where the market is going now.
Right. So my best guess is that at least as far as interest rates are going, I think we're going to have another cut. Job numbers have not been good lately, so job numbers need to tick up a lot before we can actually see them not cutting. So I think we'll have another cut, which will eventually translate to mortgage rates. Right now,
When do you think?
I'm thinking by spring at the latest. I mean, we might see some shifts sooner than that, but interest rates can change multiple times a day based on world news and stuff like that, job reports and whatnot.
What are you seeing in the market now? How does the market look to you right now? The mortgage market,
Right.
buying and selling.
Right. There's definitely been an uptick in the last month or so. We've actually hit the lowest interest rate in over a year. So that was good news. In mid 2024, we were actually at 8%, which is, really high for our market. But now I think, depending on the loan type and how they qualify for, we're sitting around mid fives.
That's interesting. Mid fives. That's great, actually.
Yeah.
How do you think that the Tucson market compares to the overall market in America?
So all real estate is local, as we know, but here in Tucson, I feel like we have still have an active market. So we do have big companies here like Raytheon. And we do have people that are moving in and out. So Tucson actually is one of the cities that maintained its like home value the most. It was in the top 20, I believe, last year, as far as like other properties like in Phoenix, where they were some of the biggest drops in mortgage rates and stuff.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Do you have any knowledge of the rural markets around us, like Santa Cruz County, where we have Green Valley, for example, or Cochise County, where we have Sierra Vista?
Right. I don't deal a lot in those counties, but I've heard that there's an uptick in those counties as well. The interest rates being at the lowest rate and being at the fives is definitely, people are coming out behind the shadows and are peeking their heads out again. So.
How do you think that the political environment affects the mortgage market?
Really, I think the main thing is that lenders need certainty. We need to know what direction that the market is going to go. We want to know kind of what the Fed is going to do before it does it, so they can, price ahead of time and not be kind of caught off guard. So I think no matter who's in office, we just got to know what is the vision forward. We need to hear about it, and it can't be done on a whim.
Right. So we're going to be getting a new Fed chairman coming up. And how do you think that's going to affect the market?
So, I mean, the Fed chairman is huge, obviously, but there is that whole, group that actually helps make decisions together. So I don't know if he's going to be swayed to cut even more. I mean, we know that when rates go down too far, too fast, I mean, it creates craziness in the market. So, I mean, I know you've seen people putting 50, 100 over asking in order to win the house, right? Because it was so cheap to borrow money, and that kind of overinflated home values across the nation. So we got to be real careful. We can't cut, to zero or something like that per se, because it can have like devastating effects in the market.
Yeah, and raising rates is a cushion against inflation.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing we have to worry about is inflation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so that's very helpful, and it's good to have a bird's eye view of what's coming up in the
Mm-hmm.
in the market as we go into a new year. I will ask Max back again later in the year, perhaps at the end of the first quarter, and we can see what's been going on and perhaps get a little bit more clarity. Thank you very much for coming on today.
Oh, no problem.
And I will have Max's contact information in the caption. And thank you very much for coming on and watching our video today. Bye now.
Bye.